Hello and welcome back to JS Physics. So, we are doing current electricity and our next topic will be the use of potentiometer. So, let us start. In the last lecture, we have seen about the potentiometer. What is it and how it works? What is the principle of potentiometer? If we recollect it, we can say that the principle of potentiometer states that the potential difference between any 2 points on the potentiometer wire is directly proportional to the length between those 2 points. So that is the principle of potentiometer. Now here we will be using the principle of potentiometer to compare the EMF of the 2 cells. Now this can be done by using 2 different methods. One is an individual method and another is a sum and difference method. So we'll see both the methods one by one. Let us first try to understand comparison of the 2 EMF of the cell by using individual method. That means we'll be connecting each cell one by one. This is a circuit diagram or connections for the comparison of the EMF of the 2 cells by using individual method. Now here we can see that between A and B point, these 2 points, there is a potentiometer wire. This is a potentiometer wire whose length will be approximately 4 meter. Now across this we have connected a battery, plug key and rheostat. So this series combination of battery key and rheostat will create a potential gradient across AB. Naturally, because positive of the battery is connected to A terminal will be at a higher potential compared to the B terminal. That means as you go away from A towards this wire, the potential difference keeps on decreasing. There is a drop of potential across the length of the wire. The potential gradient AB will be created by using this combination of battery key and rheostat. The value of VAB you can change by sliding the pointer on the rheostat. Here we can see 2 cells whose EMF we want to compare will be connected at terminal A. That means the positive of battery, cell E1 and E2, all the 3 are connected to terminal A of the potentiometer wire. So terminal A will be at a higher voltage than that of terminal B. The negative of both the cells are connected to plug keys and that finally is connected to galvanometer, which in turn is connected to jockey. So this is jockey. The jockey we can tap on the potentiometer wire to get the null deflection in the galvanometer. Now, as you go from A to B, the potential keeps on decreasing. First, we'll be connecting any one cell at a time. So let us connect cell E1. That means we'll put the key in this K1. So E1 will be connected, but E2 is not connected. Now we'll simply tap the jockey along the length of the wire from A to B. And at one particular point, we'll be getting a null deflection. That means our galvanometer shows 0 deflection. IG will be 0. When galvanometer shows 0 deflection, that means the potential between those 2 points, let us say point P. So in that case, we can say the potential difference VAP is equivalent to EMF of the cell E1. In that case, the cell doesn't draw any current from the circuit. So in that case, we can apply the principle of potentiometer to write E1 is equal to KL1. Let us assume that the distance from A to point P is L1. So this can also be written as K into L1, where K is, again, we know that it is a potential gradient, and potential gradient is nothing but K, which is VAB upon L. It is a potential drop per unit length along the potentiometer wire. Now, once we find the value of L1, we can write E1 is equal to KL1. Now, we'll simply remove this key and we'll put the key in K2. Now, E1 is disconnected and E2 is connected. Again, we'll slide the jockey along the length of the wire and we'll try to get some null point at point Q, say. So if we get the null point at point Q, in that case we can say the potential difference across A and Q point is equivalent to that of E2, because E2 cell is balancing the voltage across A and Q point. And if the length between A and Q point is L2, then we can write E2 is equal to K into L2. So now we can write E2 is equal to K into L2. where K is nothing but again potential gradient. Now if we divide these two equations, we can write E1 by E2 is equal to L1 by L2. Means once we know the balancing length corresponding to E1 and E2 across the potentiometer wire, we can determine the ratio of EMF of both the cells. Or we can say that once we know the value of L1, L2, and if the cell E2 is given value, suppose let us say it is 1.5 volt, then we can calculate the value of E1 by using the same formula L1 by L2 into E2. And same way, if E1 is given, then we can find E2. So using this type of method, we can compare the EMF of the two cells, and also we can find the EMF of one cell if the other is given. Cells can be connected into two different ways. They can be connected in assisting mode. That means if negative of one cell is connected to the positive of the other cell, then the total EMF supplied by this cell will be E1 plus E2. That means it will supply the EMF is equal to sum of EMF of both the cells. And this method is known as sum method. The other method is opposing method or difference method. In this case, the positive of one cell is connected to the positive of the other cell, and negative of one cell is connected to negative of the other cell. That means if the cells are connected in any of these two ways, then it is said to be a difference method, because the EMF supplied by this combination will be the difference of EMF of both the cells. So if E1 is greater than E2, then we can say the EMF supplied will be E1 minus E2. So cells can be connected in either sum method or difference method to give the EMF in a given circuit. As I told you, the potentiometer can be used to compare the EMF of the two cells by either individual method or sum and difference method. So let us see the sum and difference method now. This is the circuit diagram to find the E1 by E2 using sum and difference method. Here you can see the potentiometer wire of length AB is connected across the battery of EMF E, plug key K, and rheostat RH. That means all the three are connected in series with the potentiometer wire, and this will create a constant potential gradient across the length of the wire, as we know is given by VAB upon L. This is a potential gradient created by battery, key, and rheostat. The value of K you can change by changing the potential applied across wire AB. Here we have connected positive of cell E1 to terminal A, which is at a higher potential compared to B. The negative of cell E1 is connected to two-way key, one of the terminal of the two-way key. And the opposite terminal of that will be connected to galvanometer, which finally is connected to jockey. Between the remaining two terminals, that is 2 and 4, cell E2 is connected. So this is the arrangement where we can change the combination of E1 and E2. Here again we'll be using the principle of potentiometer. The potential difference between any 2 points across the potentiometer wire is directly proportional to length between those 2 points. So first we'll be connecting E1 and E2 so that they assist each other. That means sum method. In sum method, negative of one cell will be connected to the positive of the other cell. So I'll be connecting 1 and 2 terminal, this by a plug key, by keeping the plug key between 2 and 1. Now you can see that negative of E2 is connected to terminal 4, which is open at present. So to make its connection with the galvanometer, I'll put another key between 3 and 4. Now the circuit is complete, and we can say that the negative of E1 is connected to positive of cell E2. This type of combination is known as sum method, and the total EMF supplied in this combination is given by E1 plus E2. According to principle of potentiometer, this is equal to the potential gradient into corresponding length. So in this case we can write E1 plus E2 is equal to K into L1, where again K is a potential gradient across the wire AB. Now once we get this value, we have to now disconnect this two, so we'll remove the key from here And now we'll connect negative of E1 with the negative of E2. That means we have to put the key now across 4 and 1. So negative of cell E1 is connected to the negative of cell E2 by putting the key between 1 and 4 terminal. To complete the circuit, one more key we have to put between 2 and 3. So this way, the negative of E1 is connected to negative of the E2, and finally the current flows through galvanometer and jockey. Again, we'll touch the jockey at different points across the wire AB and we'll try to get the null point in the galvanometer. When the galvanometer shows zero deflection, that means current through galvanometer is zero, we can say that corresponding length is suppose L2. Then the potential gradient K into L2 will be the total EMF supplied by both the cells. We assume that E1 is greater than E2. So E1 minus E2 is equal to KL2. So we can write E1 minus E2 is equal to K into L2. Now if we divide this two, we can write E1 plus E2 by E1 minus E2 is equal to L1 by L2. And now if we simplify this, we can write E1 L2 plus E2 L2 is equal to E1 L1 minus E2 L1. Now, if we rearrange the terms, we can write E1 into L2 minus L1 is equal to E2 into minus L1 minus L2. Or I can say E1 by E2 is equal to minus L1 plus L2 by L2 minus L1. Now, if we rearrange the terms again, then I can write E1 by E2 is equal to this negative sign. If we take down, then it becomes L1 minus L2. And that's why E1 by E2 is equal to L1 plus L2 by L1 minus L2. So using this formula, we can compare the EMF of the two cells in sum and difference method. So that's it for today, and our next topic will be use of the potentiometer to find internal resistance of the cell. If you have not seen my previous videos, click on the link in the description. Thank you for watching the video.